Hi, everyone, and welcome to Humanity as Organism Thrives Convergence Room at Peace Week. And what a wonderful week this is. I'm so privileged to steward this convergence room with Dr. Tom Acklin. And it's such a beautiful space, such a beautiful platform, Peace Week. This session is Healing for Peace. It's an Akashic Records reading and sonic acupuncture experience. And I will be doing the reading, and I'm privileged to be with Bree Dellerson, who is, she's a sonic acupuncturist. She is amazing with sound and very intuitive. In fact, Bree has a process of intuitive drawing, and I love your gifts, Bree. So we're going to just flow into the session right now. And if you could just take 3 deep breaths with us. Inhale. Exhale. And in. Out. In. Out. And we'll start by just dropping into the Akashic Records reading, seeing whatever messages we get for peace and healing. And you may just find that some of it applies to you personally, if you put your deepest intentions in, and just be with it. So just give me 30 seconds. And the records are now open. I'll just see what comes. And the phrase that comes is healing tree. Like a tree that grows, that gets rooted in the ground and just grows upwards towards the sky. And each branch has its own personality, has its own character, and its potential is reaching to be in the flow of all that is, in the flow of peace and in the flow of love. And it goes through many adventures, many journeys, many twists and turns, just healing to that, aligning with that flow. And what I'm getting is that we're all like the tree, we're all part of the tree is part of us. Our journey, our dream, our intention and aspiration is for dreaming, is for healing into the all that is. It's our journey to tap into the flow. And we always think the journey is about reaching whatever level there is. We already know that level. We know the next level. It's not about reaching something that we haven't yet reached. It's about tapping into the flow with a worthiness where we know that we are contributors to and part of all that is, that we are part of the peace, that we create the peace. And when we have certain aspirations, things that we want, and we feel if we could just get on the right vibration, what we're actually looking at doing is just aligning. It never was about getting what we want, because that's already a done deal. It's already a given. It's all about tuning into who we are, and who we are is peace and love. Therefore, exploring our potential, exploring everything that we're capable of, is not those things that we aspire to, but it's just tapping into the flow. Those other things are wonderful, and they're a byproduct. We can't tap into the flow and not have them. We can't tap into the flow and not be what we dream of. And if we could, the message is that if we could just have the deep intention to be in the flow, we don't have to think of everything we want. We don't have to cut out pictures. We don't have to say, how can I get it? We don't have to figure all those things out. We just know that our purpose, our intention, everything, tap into it, and it's there. So we can release ourselves from the responsibility of not dreaming big, as we call it. We can release ourselves from the responsibility of not making an effort. We can release ourselves from the responsibility of being what we would in ego world call thinking big. We can release ourselves from the responsibility of making an effort and working hard and thinking that if we don't have it, we've done something wrong, and we're needing to work even harder. That's not even it. It's all about the flow. And that's a strong message I'm getting right now. And Bree, I give the floor over to you. Take your time.
Oh, thank you for those beautiful messages, Haseena. And it is all about the flow, absolutely, and the undercurrents, and tapping into where that flow is for each of us. And I'm going to bring in the sounds and share their messages with you and see what they have to share and harmonize for us all today. So taking a breath in. Breathing gently in and out through the center of your heart. Begin to notice how the sounds are moving your energy in and around your body. launch into the flow. Maybe you're noticing where it's not flowing. So just bring your breath to those places. Beautiful. Allowing the frequency of peace and harmony to flow in through your crown. Notice how this vibration moves through you, interacts with your being, your energetic being. Continuing to breathe in and out through the heart. There you go. As you allow this frequency to merge with yours, to activate the peace and harmony that already exists within you. Bringing your awareness to the heart. As you continue to feel this vibration of the oneness within your own cells, begin to vibrate. Bringing with it memories of this connection. Your connection to source, to life, to the all that is. Bringing peace to the ancestral lines that you carry within your DNA, in your bones, in your blood. In your spine, in your liver, in all your organs. Your hormones, your chakra system, your meridians. Bringing peace to those places that have been calling out for it from other lifetimes, other dimensions, other galaxies. Peace to your karma.
as you were busy with that, it was so amazing, the messages that wove into it. Go ahead.
I was just going to invite everyone to take a breath in and
Yeah.
wiggle their fingers and toes. Go ahead. Yes.
The one thing that was coming was that there are so many narratives and so many threads. It was almost like I could drop into this conversation and that conversation, and it wasn't even anything tangible. It was just, it wasn't a specific thing. It just came in all these conversations. And then there was an image of almost like you'd have on a slide if you were looking through a microscope, but there was a deep blue, there was a deep blue color within and an outline. And it was like, well, you can go down into that image and you can go to any one of the other threads, any of the narratives that you create. And yet you have the choice to just float with it all and just be with the peace.
I love that. Thank you for sharing your journey. This sounds so moving deeply with everybody. And it will continue to.
And I am just going to, and I know, Bree, you're doing this as well, because I can feel this just holding the space for, everyone who's here. And we're just going to take a minute or two with a silence, and then I'll see if there are any other messages that come before we open up to just processing and assimilating and so on. So just take your time and be. And there are some messages that are coming to me about being with the peace, that we get to be with the in-between spaces, like to drop into them. And if we allow the dropping in and just being unattached, completely letting go, we're immediately flowing with the peace. When we're not even trying. And we get to be with the weaving and the in-between spaces, and every single point in our energy, shifting in a tangible and intangible way, just as it is in this moment and this moment and this moment. Every single point has the potential for peace. And we don't have to look for it or find it. We just allow ourselves to let go and it's almost like a whirlpool where we just allow ourselves not to go into that whirl of the whirlpool. We just allow ourselves to observe and be the peace in that moment. And when we allow ourselves to just be the flow, be the peace as observer, we change the whole trajectory and it no longer becomes a whirlpool. It becomes the potential of flow for our whole collective. That our contribution is not in what we do or what we say, but how we let go and unattach and inadvertently just change the energy and be with the peace of knowing every moment's potential and detaching from threads of any narratives of any moment to come and any moment that has been. And the message that I'm getting for all of us in this collective is to be like a tree that is able to bend, and be able to adapt to whatever wind. Be like a metal that is malleable and just flow like liquid, because we have that ability, and the only reason we get tired and we're not able to just flow and be with a peace in any moment, no matter what we're doing, is because we tend to control the moment. And the irony is that in letting go, our power comes and changes the trajectory to where we want to be of its own accord. And that's today's message for peace. I'll just...
And if I may share, one of the messages that came through from the sounds as well is that each of us are a walking vessel for this frequency, for this energy, for this vibration of peace, and that you emanate and radiate that wherever you go. You're a walking field of peace, of harmony, of love, compassion, miracles. And each of you are very, I saw this with the sound, anchoring in that in a much more potent way. So you're radiating peace.
And if you'd like to, whether your video is off or on, and feel free to turn your video on if you'd like to. We'll just be in community. And if you'd like to share, please feel free to share or to ask any questions, whether it's about sound healing, whether it's about Akashic Records, whatever that is.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Susan.
I hope people don't get feedback. It has something to do with my microphone on my phone. Is this better for you, Bree?
Yes, I think when we're muted, it doesn't have the
Okay,
same.
yeah, it comes through people's sound systems. Like, anyway, okay. So that was like way more than I expected at 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what I was not expecting anything, but well, for Bree, I don't know, I had immense clearing from my liver and my bloodstream, and I don't really know what was going on, but it definitely was acupuncture of some sort. And I just want to thank you very much. And I'm just wondering if there's some way I need to take care of my body today. I mean, besides just being good to my body. And then the question I had for Haseena or comment was, I really felt, I saw all kinds of beings and I saw that blue light you were talking of. And it was like, I don't know, like it really reached out in the Akashic record and the sound and everything. It was really big. I don't know how else to describe it. And I'm just going to mute myself. Thank you, everyone. It's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. And I love that question. And the sound does continue to move long after we are done. And so you will continue to feel its movements and working through you. And I usually suggest that you stay hydrated, because that's going to help you flush out the old information and maintain the new information that the sound is imprinting and instilling within your being, as well as just be gentle with yourself. You can journal with what arises. When you start journaling, you can get more information of what's going on with your body and insights and guidance, which always serves as a useful reference later on. And gentle movement. So, walking, I think, is very helpful, or you can do like yin yoga or qigong, gentle movement, just to facilitate anything that you might feel getting stuck again. You might want to bring that movement in to help that continue on moving through.
And Susan, I'll just say about what you said about the records. Always just trust it. And I'll add to what Bree said about the journaling, and I don't often say this, so it's really coming probably in answer to what you asked, that just allow yourself a little quiet time today, and it doesn't have to be a lot, whether it's 5 minutes. And Bree said journal. I get that same sense that, anything that comes, and I'm specifically saying that the images that you got, you may just want to put down keywords, and if something comes, then it comes, and, just be with it. It's very loving and very, very wonderful. So just be with it. Mom, I see you have your hand up.
So, Bree, when you first struck the bowl, I had my eyes closed and I felt my entire body moving like this. It was a very uncomfortable, unfamiliar feeling. It was a little scary, And then when you struck another instrument, I don't know what it was, it sort of started coming down. Now I am recovering from a stiff jaw, and my whole jaw wanted to open up. It didn't want to close. And later on, towards the middle of the session, my jaw started relaxing a little bit. I could feel that. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. I love that. And I love that you surrendered to the sound and the experience and allowed that energy to work its intelligence with you and through you to give you that opening that was needed. And its sound is powerful. Even like my gentle bowls can be profound, like you experienced. But they know what to do. They work their magic. And I really appreciate you sharing what it did with you. And it will continue to. I have a feeling that even a few hours from now, you'll feel even more openness and movement to your jaw. Yeah. Yeah, it can unearth. What I find is it uproots and unearths these things that have been held in the body mind and in your field. And so when that comes up, that can be uncomfortable. But you did a beautiful job staying with it and allowing it to move through and receive the openness as a result. So, yeah. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
I'm just reading in the chat.
So
Melanie-
I'm going to leave, but thank you all.
I'm just reading in the chat here. Thank you, Bree and Haseena. It all resonated with me and it was such a gift. Even your dreams may be more vivid and receive more information after a session. It's important to have a notepad and pen by your bed. Oh, yes, I love that, Melanie. I am one to have pen marks on the sheets sometimes. So, yeah.
I agree. That's a great comment. I have 2 journals by my bed and pens all over the place because you never know when you need to wake up and transpose that information that's coming through.
Thank you. I had to, as you see, remove myself from the confines of my office. It felt so spacious, and I really did feel that movement. And it's interesting that you said liver first, and you went to the liver first, because it was not. There were plenty of years where I was not kind to my liver. Let's put it that way, right? And it's been a very interesting, as we work on the shadow and we work on the progressive unveiling. The what's still in there is always of intrigue to me as people step into a regenerative place. And we just came out of a morning session on the orphan work with Dr. Henrietta, and that feeling was already present, and both of you stepped into it just so beautifully. And firstly, I love the metaphor of the tree, because I actually dreamt this morning of roots and mycelia. So when you talk about Haseena's record reading of the roots, and then Bree, when you just said the unrooting, the uprooting, and I actually was in tree pose as you were describing the uprooting. So thank you. I will stay in the flow, and I have to stay in the motion and the movement and the beautiful becoming and unfolding.
Thank you, Tom. I'm glad you didn't fall over in tree pose when I was talking about uprooting.
Who knows? It might be good for me. We all use a good falling over from time to time.
Well, I'm looking at the time and we do want to give ourselves a break, but there's time for one last question or comment. If anyone would like to say something, feel free.
May I add one more thing because of the tree?
Yes, please.
I really, so, you know, the banyan tree in Maui, I'm sure some of you are familiar with it. You know, they think it's going to survive, but it just immediately came to me right from the beginning. And they've done all this work to it where all the people have gone and like aerated the roots and opened up the soil, because a tree specialist came in and said, it has life, it's just burned on the top, but its roots are real strong, but it's gonna need a lot of attention and care. And all the people came with like these not mechanical kind of rakes that aerated the ground underneath it, and they brought in gallons and gallons of water because it was parched. And they brought in mulch, and they're just like actively loving it. And from what everyone said here with like Bree uprating the roots, you know, Dr. Acton just said, I just feel like that tree symbolically is also in that banyan tree that's coming back to life, and it's the rebirthing. So I had to share that. Thank you.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to both of you. Bree, sound healing is one of my favorite forms of healing, so that was just so delicious. So thank you. And so you guys just wove into each other. It was just a beautiful experience.
Thank you, Shamima.
Thank you.
It's very interesting. It was very sunny outside. I actually had to close the curtains, and here we go. It's all dark and rainy.
Yeah, I think you guys called in a storm or something.
Yeah.
I'll bring you some sunshine, sun shining, clear or blue.
Oh, thank you. Blue sky. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for being here and for contributing your energy. And I especially want to thank you, Bree, for co-creating this session, which I've loved doing with you. Love your energy. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you for the invitation. I love it. It was fun, and I just love that we got to share this light together with everyone. And it's really a blessing for me to do so. Thank you.
I just want to say, I didn't mean to come in on what was obviously another event. I just came early for what I'm preparing to do with Haseena and Tom. So I didn't mean to be a gate crasher, but good morning.
Well, we're in beautiful receptive space for all gate crashers, and you're always welcome anyway. But
Okay,
now,
but they might wonder, who is this woman who all of a sudden just landed?
I'll
Thank
present
you.
that as an intention for everybody today, and to internalize that for myself as well, to attend to the gate crashing as the instruction. Whatever the offense is, right, is the teacher.
Beautiful. Bree, do you want to just tell people how they can reach you if they'd like to reach you for sonic acupuncture? And feel free to put anything into the chat. I'm just going to lighten my space.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll put my website into the chat, Bree Dellerson, LAC.podia.com. And if you there's a lot of opportunities to experience sonic acupuncture in deeper ways. I'm offering a 6-week healing immersion that's starting next month to support you to stay in tune with the seasons, and I'm really excited about that. So that would be one way to experience it more in depth and really get some powerful clearings and releasing. And You mentioned it a little bit, Haseena, talking about metal, and we're moving into metal time here in the Northern Hemisphere with it being fall. And so it just supports our body's ability to detox and everything. And yeah, I'm always happy to hear from everyone and hear your reflections and how the sound is unfolding in your life. And yeah, I hope to see you all again soon. And it's a pleasure to meet those of you who are new to me as well.
Well, thank you. And thank you for your comment, Lucy and Susan. And if you want to reach me, then I think I'll just put my details in the chat quickly. Okay, wonderful. And if you want to join us for the next session, feel free. This is a lovely evolutionary conversation. And you can, if it's early morning for you and you happen to be in your pajamas, just join us. You know, we're just going to have some tea or some whatever you're having. We're going to have that together. Okay. I'm just stopping the Facebook Live. There we go.